Kush is the ancient kingdom you've likely never heard of. Kush continued to be a kingdom in the Middle Nile region for almost 1,000 years, even after losing Egypt. It was a rich nation with gold mines and fertile farmlands, and its position allowed trade with other cultures. The Kushites sold many goods, such as gold, oils, ostrich feathers, and leopard skins. However, the kingdom of Kush was finally wiped out around the year 350. Fortunately, Kush's history wasn't erased along with the kingdom. Many relics were left behind that help us to understand the Kushites' rich history. There are many pyramids, which are similar to Egyptian pyramids, though much shorter. One of these relics is the Sphinx of Taharqa. Taharqa was the Kushite king who was driven out of Memphis, Egypt, by the Assyrians in 671 BC. However, with a new army formed, he managed to temporarily regain control over parts of Egypt. The Sphinx of Taharqa is a significant symbol of the king's reign. While many people don't know much about Kush, it has an important place in North Africa's history.
Hello everyone, welcome to English for You, and I'm Laura.
And I'm Sam.
We have a lot to talk about today, so let's just jump right into today's article.
Right. So, of course, we now know a little bit about Kush because we learned about it yesterday. So, there's more story to tell, though. So, the day starts with Kush continued to be a kingdom in the Middle Nile region for almost 1,000 years, even after losing Egypt. It was a rich nation with gold mines and fertile farmlands, and its position allowed trade with other cultures.
OK， 所以这里提到了很多字，像是形容词 rich， 它有着富裕的或是丰富的意思，而 mine 这里指的是矿或是矿坑，它是个名词。那它后面有提到 farmland， 就是农田这样子的意思哦。而 fertile 就是肥沃的，它是个形容词哦。所以呢，它是说库什王国持续存在这个中尼罗河地区近1000年。那即使失去了埃及，仍然如此哦。那它是一个富有的国家，这里第一个 rich 是有富有的意思。它拥有黄金矿场，还有肥沃的农田。其地理位置能够与它的其他的文化进行贸易哦，所以它是一个非常有钱的国家。So it's quite rich.
Yes. The article then says the Kushites sold many goods such as gold, oils, ostrich feathers, and leopard skins. So we've got the word goods, and we can probably tell what goods means because we talk about gold, oils, ostrich feathers, and leopard skins. What might they have done with those? But it's an interesting word, and it's used to talk about things that we can sell. So in the article, as I say, we've got gold and oil and so on. So the Kushites could sell these things. Another example could be Amy buys beautiful goods from India, such as clothes and furniture, to sell at her local market in Taipei.
Goods 注意哦，它都是通常是这个以复数形来呈现，就是货物啦、商品啊，所以在店里的一些东西。Wow, look at all these cool goods in the store. I want to buy everything. She sounds like a shopaholic.
Yeah.
And we mentioned some goods such as ostrich. I should mention this word a little bit because you don't really see these in stores, okay?
No.
鸵鸟的英文就是 ostrich, 它是一个名词哦。
Okay, so we've got as well feather, and because Laura just explained ostrich, we can probably work out feather because you probably know it's not eggs. So feathers are the fluffy things that birds have. So of course they don't have hair, but they have those things called feathers, and they're kind of individual things, single things that you could pull out of the bird, and it would have like a little kind of stick with those kind of furry things attached to it. So each one of those sticks with furry things attached is a feather. So an example could be, after the fox ate the chicken, there was nothing left but a few feathers.
OK, feather 就是我们刚刚提到的鸵鸟嘛，那其实他们还有卖这个鸵鸟的羽毛 feather 就是羽毛啦，它是一个名词。For example, I found a colorful feather on the ground. It must belong to a beautiful bird. OK, 所以课文提到是库施人出售许多的 goods 商品，像是黄金啦、油啊、鸵鸟这个羽毛，还有豹皮。Leopard skins.
Right, yes. Sounds
Fancy.
very exotic, yeah. So, back to the article, and we see, however, the kingdom of Kush was finally wiped out around the year 350. So we have the phrase, wipe out. And when something is wiped out, it is destroyed and no longer exists. So after the year 350, the kingdom of Kush no longer existed. It was gone.Wipe
something out 就是完全摧毁某物。如果来讲一个玩这个游戏，大家应该知道 Oops, I accidentally knocked over the tower of blocks and wiped it out. 所以然而呢，课文提到的这个 wipe something out 是指说这个库施王国最终在公元就是西元350年左右被消灭了。It's gone.
The article then says, fortunately, Kush's history wasn't erased along with the kingdom. So in this sentence, we have two vocab words for you. The first is fortunately. This is the adverb form for fortunate, and something that is fortunate is lucky. So fortunate means lucky. This also means that the adverbs fortunately and luckily have the same meaning. An example would be, Mark's computer has broken, but fortunately, he has copies of all his files on another computer. So,
lucky.
Yeah, lucky for him.
Yeah, fortunately, 就像刚刚 Sam 说，它也有 luckily 这样可以代换哦。那当然它的相反词 fortunately 是幸运的，相反词就是 unfortunately 很不幸的 blah blah blah. OK, 所以课文提到是幸运的是库施的历史并没有随着王国一起被抹去哦。Erase?
Right, and erase means to remove or delete something. Of course, if we're talking about words on some paper on a computer, which might be how you might know the word, we would use erase to mean to delete them. We could even use an eraser, which I'm sure you've heard of before, to erase the words. In the article, erase is more related to remove. So, fortunately, Kush's history wasn't removed or lost or destroyed when the kingdom disappeared. An example would be Timmy's memory was erased after his terrible car accident. So now he can't remember anything. So his memory was destroyed, it was gone, and he just can't remember anything at all.
Sounds like a movie that I just watched. Okay. Erase 是什么呢？就是消灭啊，或是销毁的意思。For example, I accidentally spilled juice on my drawing, and it seemed like the juice tried to erase the whole thing. Maybe it will be another masterpiece, though.
Right. Could be, yes.
Could be a special effect. Okay. And we also saw the phrase along with, didn't we?
We did, yes. And this means together with or at the same time as. So Kush's history wasn't removed at the same time as Kush's kingdom.
Okay, so along with something 就是连同什么一起。For example, we packed our camping gear along with some tasty snacks for the trip.
Okay. The article goes on to say, many relics were left behind that helped us to understand the Kushites' rich history. And another phrase for us here is leave behind. This simply means something or things that didn't disappear when something else did. Now that sounds a bit complicated, but let's have an example. If you leave a restaurant, but you leave your phone behind, the phone stays in the restaurant.
Okay. But you better go back and get it.
Yeah, don't leave it there.
Yeah, leave something behind 就是遗留留下. For example, don't forget to leave your toys behind when we go to the playground. Okay, 所以呢，其实很多的就是 relic 就是遗迹或是遗物是有被留下的哦，所以帮助我们了解库施人丰富的历史。
Okay, so back to the article. There are many pyramids which are similar to Egyptian pyramids, though much shorter. One of these relics is the Sphinx of Taraka. Taraka was the Kushite king who was driven out of Memphis, Egypt, by the Assyrians in 671 BC. However, with a new army formed, he managed to temporarily regain control over parts of Egypt.
OK, 刚刚的句子我们有看到今天的 Language in Focus， 先来看一下吧。本句型中，我们看到 with 后方接受词，然后和受词补语是用来描述伴随着主要子句发生的动作或者是状态哦。那受词补语常常以现在分词和过去分词的方式呈现。以下呢可以解释两者使用的时机。第一个 with 后方受词动作如果为主动语态或者是持续进行的动作，我们要用现在分词。Okay, for example, the chef was creating a mouth-watering dessert for the guests. The sweet aroma filled the entire kitchen. 这里我们来看一下，我们用 with 咯。The chef was creating a mouth-watering dessert for the guests with the sweet aroma filling the entire kitchen. OK, 整个厨房充满着甜美的香气，所以我是用 filling 现在分词。那第二个 with 后方受词的动作如果是被动语态或者是已完成的动作，则要用过去分词。举例来说 OK, 如果我要合并这两句The cake had been baked by Sarah 或者是 Sarah brought the delicious cake to the party 这两句哦。来，我们来看一下用 with。With the cake baked, Sarah brought the delicious cake to the party. 这里的 baked 就是过去分词啦。那个蛋糕已经被 Sarah 烤好了，然后她把这美味的蛋糕带到派对上。
Okay, and in that last sentence, we had another phrase, manage to. This is simply the verb manage plus the preposition to. So if we manage to do something, then we achieve doing it. If you say, I managed to finish all my homework on time, it means that you did actually finish all your homework on time.
Manage to do something 就是设法做成或是办到某件事情。同样呢，我来举个例子哦，为什么跟 Sam 的有点像，就是都是设法想要完成功课吧。She managed to finish her homework before the deadline, even with so many distractions. I guess we all try to manage to finish our homework on time.
Yeah, we should do. And there's the word temporarily as well. Temporarily, it's an interesting word. It's quite hard to say, temporarily. Temporarily means that something happened on a temporary basis. But what is temporary? Well, this means that something wasn't there for long, or it didn't exist or happen for long. So just a short period of time. An example could be, after Mark left his job, he was temporarily without work. It wasn't long before he found a new job, though.
Permanently 可能是它的相反词哦。那 permanently 是永久的 ，temporarily 就是短暂的。暂时的，它是一个副词。For example, I'll only stay temporarily at my friend's house for the sleepover, then go back home in the morning. OK, 所以课文哇，这句好长哦，而且有很多重点哦。提到就是这里有许多金字塔啊，与这个埃及金字塔相似，但是矮小许多。那其中一个遗迹哦，就是塔哈尔卡的狮身人面像。哇，这个常在电影也是会看到这个吼。那这个塔哈尔卡是这个库施的国王，在西元前671年被亚述人驱逐出这个埃及孟菲斯。然而呢，他组建了一支新的军队，成功的暂时重新控制了这个埃及的部分地区哦。
Okay, so back to the article. The Sphinx of Taraka is a significant symbol of the king's reign. So here we have symbol, and a symbol is something that represents a thing or an idea. So here in the article, the Sphinx, this big statue, represents or shows the king's time in control of the kingdom. Let's look at an example. Lisa's nice clothes are a symbol of how much money she makes.
Show off. Just kidding. Okay, symbol 就是代表、象征，它是一个名词。For example, the heart-shaped emoji is a symbol of love and affection in online chats. I love using it. Okay. And we also saw the word reign, 就是统治或是统治时期，它是一个名词。所以刚刚有提到这个塔哈尔卡的狮身人面像是国王统治的重要的象征哦。
Okay. So now the last sentence of the article. While many people don't know much about Kush, it has an important place in North Africa's history.
Yeah, okay. 所以尽管许多人对这个库施的知道非常少哦，但是它在北非的历史上占据着重要的位置哦。
Okay. So now it's time for our chat question. So, Laura, I'm going to ask you this one.
Okay.
That's okay. All powerful countries lose their power over time. Can you think of other examples of this, and why do you think it happens?
So many. Okay. Well, I think another example of a country losing its power is the Roman Empire.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good example.
And this happened when they faced internal conflicts and external invasions that weakened their control.
Okay.
Right. And it's like how all great things change with time, and sometimes challenges make them lose their strength.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, every country faces big challenges at some point. So I guess the longer the empire exists, the longer the powerful country exists, the more challenges it's going to face.
Right. And people will want to invade you.
Yes.
And become the new kings.
That's, very true. Everybody wants power, right?
Yeah.
So always be fighting for that power.
Well, you guys have a chat about this question. If you're like a history buff, right? You should know a lot of great answers to this question.
Yeah.
But we are out of time again.
We are.
Okay, until next time, I'm Laura.
And I'm Sam.
Bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Goods. Lisa's company sells goods such as clothes, shoes, and purses to stores in China. Feather. I saw a feather on the ground and wondered what kind of bird it came from. Fortunately. Liz had a lot of work to do, but fortunately her friend Dan offered to help. Erase. Technology may advance, but it will never erase the need for human connection and understanding. Temporarily. Jenny will temporarily stay at her grandma's house while her parents go on vacation. Symbol. The rainbow flag has become a symbol for LGBTQ pride and social movements.
智慧小补帖
Fertile. Ostrich. Ostrich. Relic. Rain.